everyone. Welcome back. You're still watching Morning in Thailand, where we're keeping you updates on a major issues here. As Kungav just said that former หลวงปู่เนนคำ monk or
The
Virapol
defrocked monks,
now
they call them.
defrocked.
Yeah.
Now he's making headlines yesterday as his lawyer has contacted the DSI Director General Kun Tharit Phengdit,
Yeah, and
saying
I'm
that
so excited.
he's coming back.
Yay!
Earlier,
And
he said that he's coming back tomorrow on Thursday,
Yeah.
August the 8th. However, yesterday late evening,
However?
it said there must be some postponement because his lawyer said Kun Virapol is now sick. He's not feeling very well.
I
and
feel so bad for him.
Moreover, he's still collecting money for his bail conditions, 2 million baht money. He said that
2 million. I
he
mean,
doesn't have any money. He doesn't have that much money at this point.
Oh, because it has been frozen, isn't it? Because he
I'm
has
not
a lot
sure
of
yet.
money.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's still a lot more hidden somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
However, Kun Tharit Phengdit, the DSI Director General, said that he had been informed of the postponement already. His lawyer said Virapol agreed to come back to Thailand and give himself up on August the 8th before because he had set conditions that he has to be released on bail.
Okay.
And moreover, he asked to surrender directly to Kun Tharit and no one else, so that he could ensure justice in defending the charges he's now facing, and
Are
also
they good friends?
to ensure I'm not sure, and also to guarantee that he would be released on bail. Kun Tharit agreed with that, and he said Kun Virapol would be released on a 2 million baht bail and on other conditions that he must remain in Thailand. He would report to the DSI every 15 days, and he promised that he would not interfere with the witnesses and evidence or disrupt the investigation.
All
So
right.
now it seems that we have to wait a little bit further until he gets better then.
Okay. And hopefully, we'll hear more about it because yesterday was his son's birthday and they were
Oh.
hoping that,
Really?
his wife, who actually testified against him,
I
said that
had no
she
idea.
wished that he would come back and say happy birthday to the son. And, she's pretty much would
Because
like to see
sources
him
say
again.
that he is no longer in the States. He's already back in Laos or some neighboring countries.
Okay.
And I had
interesting.
no idea because the Interpol said that he already on the list and he would be, authorities would be notified as soon as he was boarding the plane. How come he showed up in Laos?
I have no idea. Well, the guy must be pretty good at what he does, obviously, to get around here and there. And plus, he has private jet. Who knows?
Oh.
Right? All right,
might
moving
be.
on to another news, and this one, Kun Phai, has been quite sad. I know that during this time, especially for Muslim people, there has been quite a bit of a talk in terms of peace down south, and this is still within the Ramadan period, but as we have talked about before, that the last 10 days normally would be intensified a lot more, and it seemed that it's especially with the talk about the case of the Islamic religious leader that has been shot dead in a broad daylight in the market while he was shopping or buying grocery with his wife. Now, of course, yesterday, according to the religious ceremony, the funeral has to take place right at the day that it happened. So yesterday there has been a funeral already, funeral rite for this particular religious leader, Yakob Raimani. Now he is very, very important. He was very important religious leader because this mosque is actually one of the biggest mosque in the 3 southernmost provinces where a lot of people actually get there. Now, as you can see there, the CCTV cameras has already been able to capture the 4 culprits on 2 motorcycles that actually shot him dead. Now, they said that the police knows already of the 2 of the culprits. However, they cannot disclose the name, and they probably will be able to provide a little bit more information later on. Now, they say that this particular incident has caused a lot of troubles to a lot of people, especially for the peace talk itself. They say that a lot of the involved parties have raised a lot of concern in terms of whether or not the peace talks actually is actually a good way to go. Of course, the authorities said that peace talk will continue going, but there has been a talk or a rumor that Hassan Tayyip, which is one of the core leaders of BRN that actually joined this particular peace talk, were supposed to step down or perhaps refrains from joining peace talk. Now, of course, Hassan Tayyip has came out via his website and talking about this particular incident about the killing during Ramadan, and he said that he accepted the fact and he would like to inform that, of course, there's not only the BRN faction that has instigating a lot of violence in the south. There are other factions as well. So a few factions that opposing the peace talk itself actually came out and trying to voice their views, and this is one of the things that they are doing to express their opposition. Now, of course, he said that he will remain as the core leader of BRN, and obviously he said that he hopes that there will be peace within the South. Now, the Prime Minister also raised a lot of concern as well in terms of hoping that the situation would get a lot better. And there has been, however, another incident where the Rangers were killed in Na-Ranong province due to the bomb explosion. And once again, it was the Rangers that's supposed to be patrolling the area and guarding the teacher going to school. So as you can imagine, this is one of the incidents that once again has shaken the southern violence, while the capital city have been seeing a lot of mobs and such. So I would have to say that it doesn't seem like we are getting any rest at all in terms of troubles and violence and conflict and such. So hopefully we're not going to have to report any more of this. I'm going to keep saying this every day because I really do hope I don't have to. It's going to be really hard for them, and at this point I think a lot of Muslim people are just shaken up. So that's just an update on the southern violence there.
From down there, moving to the east of Thailand, there's some more other concerns following the oil slick of the PTTGC, especially damaging to the ecosystem there.
Right.
Even though PTTGC said now the Prau Bay on Smith Island is already back to normalcy. And yesterday, CEO of PTT main company, Kun Phairin Chuchothawan, had traveled to Prau Bay along with his team in order to follow up on the cleaning operation there of the PTTGC following the oil leak last week. He said that everything is now back to normalcy, everything is under control, we've got the white beaches back and no more oil slick washed up seen on the shore.
Yeah, what a great time for the CEO to visit. Now that it's so nice and clean, But
got to admit that they used quite a few days to clear everything.
Or even to come out and say sorry or to whatever. It just seems like I just hope that PTT has done a lot more than they have done, and the presence of CEO would have been useful a few days back, or even on a very start, just to show that okay, they are trying their best to provide to do what they can, but to be in the meeting room and just let the armies, the Navy, the volunteers to actually get there and do it. I just feel like, it's just,
that's the way they're showing that responsibility.
Yeah, it's just not enough for me, especially with the damages that they have done so far.
Right, and moreover, apart from the oil slick that has been washed up on the shore, there's more concerns about locals and vendors that have been affected because foreign tourists and even though Thai tourists have already lost confidence in the seafood that have been gathered from the sea there in fears of the contamination. Locals and vendors there said that they have been affected a lot. They lost more money, more income. A lot. However, yesterday, Kun Phairin, the CEO, had already brushed aside all those claims and showed that everything is now safe. He ate seafood, including shrimp, crabs, squid, mussels from a local farm in Rayong.
And that would make up for...
He got that example from the Prime Minister.
Yeah, but stop eating stuff. It's like, because you eat it, so we're gonna eat it too. Because you make the oil spill, we're gonna spill it too. Like, come on, we're not going by example here. It's just, I don't get it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a really strong opinion about this because the thing is, it disappointed me. Like, I can understand you can make mistakes, and this is one of those mistakes that it cannot be undone, obviously. But it's just the pace that they take before they actually come out and do anything. It's just bothering me a little.
It's PR strategy, I think. It's just a way to ensure that everything is still safe to eat there, especially the seafood. And some vendors have claimed that the prices have dropped following the oil leak. Kun Pairin claims that crabs there are still being sold at 300 baht per kilogram, which is the same price before the incident. Come on.
Okay.
Seriously, this is not the way to show that you got the right to...
Well, obviously both of us really do disagree with what have happened.
And about the compensation, Kun Gov PTTGC earlier said that they would handle the compensation cost to local staff on a case-by-case basis, and he have appointed the governor of Rayong province to take care of the matter. Rayong governor said that now he had received up to 500 complaints from the affected locals who already filed petition claiming. However, there seems to be some misunderstanding here because earlier the government official agency said that they would not file the PTTGC because they had showed the responsibility for the incident. And news sources here from Daily News newspaper said that they would carry on with the suit.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I think we having said my opposition, I guess as for the benefit of a doubt and provide PTT a little bit more justice, we're probably going to have to wait and see. Maybe they are planning a big things to actually make up for this, but obviously we were hoping to see a little bit more, and we have heard that a lot more impact has not been disclosed to the public. There are also other ecosystem that has been destroyed that has not yet been disclosed to the public. So hopefully we will hear about it soon, because obviously some of the locals have seen a few creatures that pretty much did not make it due to the oil slick, has caused, there's a lot of death, let's just say, in terms of the marine lives. Now, move on to another interesting news, and this one is actually very interesting because, having said, obviously, this is going to impact a lot of tourism and a lot of income, revenue coming into the country. So it seems, not relating to that though, these 4 strategies that has been proposed by the Finance Ministry, they say that in order to stimulate the economy, interestingly enough, yesterday, Kun Kittirat Na-Ranong, the Deputy Prime Minister, as well as the Finance Minister, has came out and said that the Finance Minister has came up with 4 economic strategies. When you read about it, it's create a little bit more of a question to me, especially. Well, one of them is working on the consumerism, especially in the private sector, as well as the investment in private sector, as well as in the government expenses, which is very interesting because apparently that was supposed to stimulate the economy as well. Now, the last one is for exporting, which makes sense, but the third one was kind of odd. However, in the first strategy, they say that to promote consumerism in private sector, they will using a tax promotion for all the conferences within the country. So conferences within the country. We're talking about the government that would have to go into different conferences. Sometimes they organize meeting and
The
such.
mobile cabinet
Yeah,
meetings,
so
seminar.
instead of going outside the country, like when you go for a field trip or you claim that you go to take a look at other countries in order to
Without tax money.
for meeting and such, well, they're going to do it inside the country. So that is good, and that somehow is actually related to consumerism for the private sector. The second one is to look into promoting the investment of private sector, and to do so is in terms of getting tax money to expand the tourism industry by allowing all the business owner to be able to get 50% off their tax in the first 5 years, and for those that has been the expenses that have been used to maintain their hotels or infrastructure and such, as well as providing all the eco-car industries to be able to hit the 500,000 cars and tax exemption as well, it seems. And at this point, other types of agricultural products and produce that use less energy as well. So I guess the alternative energies, as well as the sugar factory, for example, if they use less energy, they probably have some kind of tax exemption there. The third one is to fasten the distribution of all the government budget. So that's interesting that it is probably stimulate the economy itself, because then you take the tax money that we have and you throw it in the economy itself, and that's gonna run itself. So that's the third one. The fourth one is for exporting and and trading between the countries. So we're talking about ASEAN country and such. So they are trying to promote that by using various financial institutions to actually help with this. So all in all, it seems like they are trying to stimulate the economy, and we're probably going to have to wait and see how all these measures going to be put in place. But I thought it was quite interesting, but because most of them actually involve the government itself.
I have one more measure to propose.
Okay.
Stop political troubles.
Yeah, I think the government probably want to stop it as well, don't you think? But it just seems like maybe a lot of people did not agree with what was going on, so they took to the street. But as we said all the time, you can do it as long as there's no violence involved, right? All right, let's take a very short break. We have more information in the next break about actually this. We haven't talked about this before, about the incident way back when in terms of a Black May, and there's victims and such that has been dead, as well as the marching that will take place today. So please stay tuned.